Today I'll be starting the hardcore Minecraft world I've always wanted, getting an infinite amount of diamond tools, the elytra wings, and creating one of my favorite builds to date. But before any of that, we have to start at the beginning, when I found the best seed I've ever seen. In order to make the build I want, I need to find the perfect seed. Luckily, I found one with a beautiful mountain scenery, and in the center there's an open area, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Like usual, I have to make my starter tools and get wool. This seed is even better than I thought because there's a village. But before I head down there, I should probably collect all the iron I can before I die to mobs. Alright, that should be enough iron for now. Now that I'm at the village, I can start trading and get all of the equipment I'll need. The whole process runs through the Fletcher villager, who receives sticks, and I get an infinite amount of emeralds. So it's time to get to chopping. While trading, I noticed some of my villagers are almost maxed out, so I made a tiny house to breed them. While that's going on, I need to get started on a mob spawner because I'm going to need gunpowder for the elytra. So let's get to work. I found this design off YouTube that required cobblestone, wood, and water. After acquiring all of these materials, the building process was pretty simple. After I got the mob spawner working, I continued upgrading more villagers. I maxed out the Fletcher and also maxed out the armor, meaning I had access to enchanted diamond armor. And after what felt like an eternity, I had enough sticks to buy the full set of diamond armor. I'll be honest here, I'm getting kind of tired of being stuck in this village throughout the whole playthrough, and I'm sure you are too. So similar to Aaron, it's time to adventure outside these walls. But besides the view from the mountain range, some animals, and some lakes, there really isn't anything. Even in an unfamiliar area, my desires remain the same. The need to get more and more emeralds. So with my new diamond axe I got from the toolsmith, it was time to commit deforestation. It's interesting to think about how simply being in a new environment can make the same task feel different somehow. And after having a surprisingly fun time chopping more trees, I went back home. And with enough sticks from the trip, I had access to all essential diamond tools. And if you haven't noticed, I technically have not gone mining this entire run. So with my new enchanted pickaxe, it was time to go mining. For some reason I can't find obsidian anywhere. This is because when I dig down, all I see is the deep dark, which is the last place I want to be in. So instead I found this lava lake around the mountain, collected obsidian, and went off into the nether. A soul sand valley spawn is kind of unlucky, but I'm sure I'll find the fortress soon. Well, it took a while, but I finally found it. I just have to kill a few blazes. Alright, that should be enough blaze rods. But before I go, I have to farm some endermen as well. And good thing there's a warp forest nearby. Okay, I should probably leave now before I die. Luckily, I made it home in one piece, and with the saddle acquired from the nether fortress, I rode my horse to celebrate successfully exploring the nether. The final task before I go to the end is the creation of a villager trading hall. The idea is pretty simple. Move all of the villagers from the tiny house I made them, assign them to a job post, zombify the villagers, and cure them. All to make the trades as cheap as possible. On paper, this is a great plan. The only problem is moving the villagers into the trading hall. Issues aside, I developed an elaborate minecart system to assign all of the villagers to their post easily. Now with the trading hall complete, I can trade for golden carrots, and with the gold I got from mining, I can make golden apples, which means I'm ready to head off to the end. Luckily, the stronghold isn't that far away from my spawn. Every time I go to the end, I make sure to bring 2 buckets of water in order to place it everywhere, just in case I fall off a pillar. And to be honest, I'm glad I did because I had a very close call. But besides that one mistake, the rest of the fight went well. I took down all of the pillars, took down the ender dragon, and even took a screenshot to post on my channel, which you should subscribe to, by the way. Now with the ender dragon down, I made my way to the end city. This is the first time I've ever gotten a seed with the end city this close. I have to farm a few shulkers for shulker boxes too. Okay, that should be enough for now. I'm glad I made the fireworks in advance so I don't have to walk all the way back. What if I told you everything I just did was set up for the build I want to make? This is because I only like building with elytra, and I wanted enough XP to get a good enough pickaxe. What I'm going to be building is a gothic cathedral. I'm sure you guys have seen these before. These majestic structures made with really cool architecture. And the reason I want to build it, besides looking really cool, is because I've seen Catholic churches all my life. I've always been captivated by the stained glass windows, the aisles, and the way Christ lived his life. So I want to show my appreciation by building this in Minecraft. Now the tricky part is, how exactly am I going to build this? Luckily with Lightmatica, building in survival becomes pretty simple. Let me explain. First I need to go into a separate creative world and build this entire structure. I won't spoil it just yet, but let's just say getting the design down took a while, but I was happy with the final result. Lightmatica lets you place an outline of your build in survival, so the whole building process becomes much easier. It also provides you with all the materials you need. Now that's enough explaining, it's time to collect all the materials. First I need to collect 7,056 pieces of stone. Alright, I have enough stone. Now it's time to collect 6,187 pieces of deep slate. I need glowstone, which I can trade with the villagers for, and I made a sheep farm for black wool. The main issue is going to be sand, which for some reason I can't seem to find any nearby, so it's time to take another trip. It took some time, but I finally found sand. While I'm out here, I should probably collect flowers I need for stained glass. Alright, now I'm done collecting all of the materials, but there's still one problem. The village is exactly where I want to place the building, so I'm going to have to get rid of it. Now to make it, I have to flatten the surface as well. With all of that out of the way, it's finally time to start building. We're about halfway done and it's looking good so far. Some final touches to the roof, and there it is, the Gothic cathedral. And look, even the pillagers came to see its debut. So the interior is your average church, where you have the rows and a podium. I made the 4 pillars accessible because I want to make them into storage areas. But if you have any suggestions for what I can use them for, feel free to leave it in the comments. And with the build complete, this video's main objective is over. While it's not exactly a perfect build, I'm still very proud of it. I know it kind of looks out of place right now, but in the next episode, I'm going to focus on making it fit in, along with a nearby village. And for that, I need a little more deep slate. But while I was mining, I couldn't believe what I found. A city of darkness lying under us this entire time.